Hi, my name is Kara Victorson. I'm here to just show you how to use some of our unique mineral eye pigments and just showing you the techniques that I use when I actually put these pigments on. So the first thing that you'll want to do is use your primer. And so I use our Glorious um, primer, and you don't need a lot, so you just put a little bit, very tiny amount across your lid and just kind of smooth it out. And I also put it on that inside corner of my eye because I always put a little bit of our shiny light colored um, sexy eye pigment on the inside to kind of brighten my eyes a little bit. So once you have your primer on, I have a little bit extra and I haven't put any on my face yet, so I'm going to actually add that onto my face so it doesn't go to waste. So what I did is I took my rose water and I actually spray it into the top of the rose water because I like to dip my brush instead of spraying it into the top of the pigment. I find when I spray it in the top of the pigment, sometimes the pigment powder goes flying. So I have my sexy pigment here, so I've dipped my brush into that rose water and I'm just mixing. So you can see instead of a powder, it's now kind of a little bit more of a paste on the brush. And then I add it just onto my eye and I put it into the corner. This is my base layer. So this is the lighter one, and so the one I also like to kind of get in the corner. I don't worry too much about if there's any kind of extra all over the place because I tend to clean that up at the very end. And I'll put some on this eye quickly too, just so it doesn't look strange to only have the one eye done. So my base layer, whatever I use as a base layer, I always put that on wet with my rose water that I dip my brush into. So then for this look, I'm actually going to use our color that is called Gorgeous. Okay, and so this one I'm actually going to put on dry right on top of the sexy using my crease brush. Okay, so I just dip my crease brush in there and I kind of go crease and like mid-eye out towards the edge. And I tend to dip it once or twice, but very little is on it each time. Okay, so it's a little hard to see, but I have my Gorgeous eye pigment on there now with the sexy. The third color that I'm going to use is the Heartbroken color. And again, I'm going to put this one on dry. This one, though, I only put on the outer third of the eye in the crease, and I bring it down as well. You can see that one's a little bit more rich in color, so you don't need as much of that. So then what I do is I use my deluxe brush from Younique and I blend it. And so I blend that Gorgeous color a little bit into the sexy, and then I blend the Heartbroken into the Gorgeous color. Okay, so you can see it's kind of all blended at the moment, and I've got my 3 pigments on there. Okay, then what I do is go back to my double-sided brush, okay, and then I dip my tapered end of the brush into the rose water again, and then I'm going to actually use Daring as my liner. Okay. And so I stretch my eye out and up, starting about the middle of the eye, start to go out. Notice I don't go all the way out. I flip my brush around, start at the edge, and come back in. Okay. I find that just helps make a smooth line instead of having little bumps where you're going up and down with your liner. So then I have my Daring liner on there, and then I'm going to add a little bit more to make it a little thicker. Okay. So I've got my liner along with my 3 pigments. Okay. So then typically what I do is I go back to that first color. My brush is usually still a little damp. And I dab it just on the inside and kind of right above that liner, about the inner third of your eyelid. And then I bring that inward towards the other pigments to blend it a little bit so it's not sitting there by itself. And that's it.